Continue reading Hafez at page 118. There's the Persian first line. Mild breeze of morning, gently tell that elegant gazelle, she's made me wander far and wide about the hills and countryside. My sugar-lipped sweet girl, oh, may you live forever and a day. Where is your kindness? Come now, show it to your sweet talking parrot poet. My rose, does vanity restrain you? Does beauty's arrogance detain you from seeking out this nightingale who wildly sings of no avail? With gentleness and kindness lies the surest way to win the wise. Since birds that have become aware of ropes and traps are hard to snare. When you sit safely with your love, sipping your wine, be mindful of those struggling lovers who still stray when tossed upon their weary way. I don't know why she isn't here, why her tall presence won't appear, or why the full moon of her face and her black eyes avoid this place. No fault can be imputed to your beauty's excellence or you, except that there is not a trace of truth or kindness in your face. When Hafez speaks, it's no surprise if Venus dances in the skies and leads across the heavens' expanse, Lord Jesus in the whirling dance.
Like Jesus, he said.
Last line. When Jesus speaks, it's no surprise if Venus dances in the skies and leads across the heavens' expanse, Lord Jesus in the whirling dance. Now we have Venus and Jesus. Fez is stirring up a lot of things. Here is the first line. Where is the news we'll meet, that from this life to greet you there I may arise? I am a bird from paradise, and from this world's cruel snare I may arise. Now for my love for you I swear that if you summon me to be your slave from all existence and its sovereignty, I will arise. O Lord, make rain fall from your cloud, sent to us as a guide. Send it before, like scattered dust that's wind blown far and wide. I will arise. Sit by my dust with wine and music from my imprisonment. Beneath the ground within my grave, dancing, drawn by your scent, I will arise. Rise now, my love, display your stature, your sweetness, and I'll be, like Hafez, from the world itself and from my soul set free. I will arise. And though I'm old, if you'll embrace me tightly in your arms all night, then from your side as dawn appears, young in the morning light, I will arise. You see what I mean? And though I'm old, if you'll embrace me tightly in your arms all night, then from your side as dawn appears, young in the morning light. So for me to be young, you have to embrace me tightly in your arms all night. That's very romantic.
I think it's of God, though.
Could be God, but in this case, I could make a special request. There are exceptions. Do you like that poem? We're reading that poem is from page 121. Now we have another Persian. I'm going to have to learn how to read this. You think I can pronounce it? No way. No? Don't try it, huh? My love's for pretty faces. Wow. He just likes to look at Instagram and look at pretty girls. My love's for pretty faces, for heart, bewitching hair. I'm crazy for good wine. A languorous drunk stare. In love, there's no escaping the burning of desire. I stand here like a candle. Don't scare me with your fire. I am a man from heaven, but on this path I see my love of youth and beauty have made a slave of me. Seems he likes youth and beauty. But who doesn't like that? How could you not like, let's say you don't like youth and beauty. I am a man from heaven, but on this path I see my love of youth and beauty have made a slave of me. If fate will help me, I will take myself elsewhere. My bed will be swept clean by some sweet houri's hair. Shiraz is like a mine of ruby lips, a store of loveliness, and I'm a jeweler who's dirt poor. Is like a mine of ruby lips, a store of loveliness, and I'm a jeweler who's dirt poor.
He's very poor, but he's a jeweler. He can work on those.
How do you be a jeweler who's dirt poor?
He's
Anyways.
poor, but he can work on he has all the time to work on the jewels.
Well, he has the mine. He can do mining.
Yeah,
a store.
He's gonna work on what's out
Oh,
of the mine.
right. He can make beautiful things. Okay. I've seen so many drunk eyes in this town. I think.
Read again this one.
This line.
The whole poem again.
The whole poem again. My love's for beauty. My love's for pretty faces, for heart bewitching hair. I'm crazy for good wine, a languorous drunk stare. In love, there's no escaping the burning of desire. I stand here like a candle. Don't scare me with your fire. I am a man from heaven, but on this path I see my love of youth and beauty have made a slave of me. If fate will help me, I will take myself elsewhere. My bed will be swept clean by some sweet houri's hair. Shiraz is like a mine of ruby lips, a store of loveliness, and I'm a jeweler who's dirt poor. I've seen so many drunk eyes in this town. I think I'm drunk, although I swear I've had no wine to drink. See, there he goes. Here he didn't even drink any. You ask me to explain eternity for you. Well, certainly when I have downed a drink or two. He needs to, see, he can't talk about it. You ask about the mysticism, and I say, well, I'd have to meditate first. So you can't talk about it till after you downed a few hours of meditation. You asked me to explain the path and enlightenment to you, or eternity for you. Well, certainly when I have downed a drink or two, or meditated for 6 hours. All right. Hafez, my nature's like a hopeful bride, but I lack mirrors to array myself. That's why I sigh. Sigh is a mystical term itself. Hafez, my nature's like a hopeful bride, but I lack mirrors to array myself. That's why I sigh. The sigh in mysticism is, there's one thing in one of the books I had about the guy who rushes to the mosque to do prayer, but he arrives when the prayer's over, and he gives a big sigh, and one of the mystics inside Inside the house says he would trade his entire practice for that one sigh because the sigh shows dramatic faithfulness, or he's so sad he missed the prayer that it shows a very deep devotion. You say
What is sigh?
a sigh is, well, what's a sigh? Well, you let out a sound like when you're
Of disappointment.
a disappointment or. Hafez, my nature's like a hopeful bride, but I lack mirrors to array myself. That's why I sigh. To array himself, is that like a hopeful bride? Mm. Mm. He's like a hopeful bride. Mm. Should we be like a hopeful bride? Mm. We were reading from page 118, I believe, to
When do
120.
you finish it?
It's over. 123. We just read some poems. We had read about the sigh, we read about youth and beauty, and we've read about how you have to embrace me all night so I can get young. And we read about Venus and Jesus. We were reading from the poetry of Hafez, The Faces of Love, with Dick Davis, Penguin Classics. Really? Yeah. Cool. It's very good. He seems to be a very good poet.